MovieWeb.com.
I think it was Betty Davis who said, "Old age is not for sissies."
You gotta stop worrying about growing old. Worry about growing up.
I spent my whole life jumping from one relationship to another.
Surprise.
Wow.
Thank God for these little interludes.
Because this made me believe that I was never alone.
Do you play the piano? Would you play for us?
Too many people, I'd freeze.
If I go to your place, will you do something for me?
Why don't you take her to the prom?
No, you don't get it. She's a throwback to a completely different time.
All right, so in this film, it seems that George and David are really the only true relationship throughout the film, as far as people who are being honest with each other from the beginning, right? So do you see George as an enabler to David's seducing lifestyle?
Wow. Do I see George as an enabler to David? Well, I think George feels David is rather naive in these, having an affair with a younger woman, and he's giving him advice. I think, yes, I think he's probably trying to enable him because George himself is a womanizer, and I think he would like to justify his own existence by making sure that David gets through this affair.
There's a great level of truth between your characters, which I thought was great. As you know, David Ben Kingsley's character is trying to find this love. But it seems to me that he and George also have a love as well. That spanned many, many years. That's very, very, very much there. It's not tentative in any way. It's something that you really see in film. Can you talk about that, like, male bonding and love in this movie?
Well, I think it comes out certainly in the scene where he expires, but I don't think it's something that they know consciously. I think that they just they bonded as friends, as male friends, and I think it comes out in those last moments, but it's not something that's a conscious thing between them.
All right. I've seen 3 Sir Ben films in a row recently, and they're also different. The Whackness, Trans-Siberian, this film, Elegy. Brilliant, brilliant performances all. Yeah. What's he like to work with? I mean, as an actor of your stature, is it just old hat when you two get together, or is there any rehearsal, any training?
No, there wasn't any real rehearsal or anything. I've never worked with a more generous actor. I mean, he is just a giving actor, and it's wonderful to work with somebody who's real. It's hard to lie to somebody who's being real in front of you, and he exudes reality. He also, we had a scene which is not in the picture. It was, I think it's a squash match in the movie, but then the producer decided that he wanted to reshoot it and have Sir Ben cook me a lunch, and we have that conversation that we have on the racket court there, and Sir Ben cooked me a meal. I mean, I've never been, usually the prop guy comes in and gives you the egg, gives you whatever. I think he was cooking spaghetti and so on, and gives it to you already done. He prepared it all in front of me, and as he was acting, he was making the lunch, and it was just the most wonderful, generous thing I've ever had an actor do, and he's marvelous. He's wonderful to work with. It's been a great experience.
Good stuff.
He also has a great cadence. He comes out of Shakespeare. I come out of Shakespeare also, but he has a wonderful cadence. The way he keeps his rhythm going and his vocal patterns. He's a great actor.
He is a great actor. My last question for you, Mr. Harper, is I've looked back at your career this morning before doing this interview, and I think I've seen probably 90% of your films.
Wow.
And there's been a lot of different work in there over the years. I mean, at this point in your career, I know you're doing photography and all this art stuff, but what's left for you to do on film? What do you wake up saying, you know what, I still haven't done this yet, and this is something I got to pursue?
Well, I think that everyone thinks there's a greater part and greater film to direct and whatever. One goes through life thinking the next one's going to be the great one. So I'm still like an 18-year-old. I still want to do it all. Anda ella, sin su amor, la vida se me estrella.